Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go over a nice simple way of changing the eye colour within Affinity Photo for iPad. I'm going to come to my selections persona and I'm going to choose the smart selection brush. And I'm just going to draw around the iris. So it's not quite a perfect selection. We could refine it, spend a little bit of time on that, or we could just get straight into it. I'm going to go to the right hand side and choose the adjustments, and I'm just going to scroll down until I come to HSL, which is hue, saturation, luminance. The little panel on the bottom has got a ranges button in the left hand corner. I'm just going to click on this. And all I'm going to do is to play with the hue slider and just change the colour of our eyes. And let's see. I quite like that. So because I've chosen this adjustments option, if I come to my panels, my layers in the top right hand corner, we see that we've got an HSL shift adjustment layer there. Now the cool thing about this is, if we come over the top left hand corner for commands, the three little dots, let's deselect them. Come back to our photo persona and use our paintbrush. Just switch this to black. We gently draw around the part of the eye. Oop, a bit too much. Where we went over with the selection. Ooh, that was my wrist cracking. Yikes. And we'll just go back to the white. Just going to reduce the size of this a little bit more. And undo. Let's just reduce the flow and the opacity. And just gently brush that colour back in. Just so there's no harsh lines there. And there's an easy change of colour. If you do want to change this further down the line, just come to your layers panel and click on the HSL adjustment layer. And you can easily just pick back up where you finished off. So if I just scroll through, you can see where my messy line work is there. We can get some really nice effects. We can increase the saturation, reduce it, so it's more subtle. Oh, quite like that. But obviously you can see all your options just by scrolling through there. I'm just going to zoom in and play around with my selection a tiny bit more. Let's go to black so we can hide it. Layer masks are your best friend. So I'm just brushing around the white of the eye ever so gently. And there you have it. I mean, there's other options as well. Just switch this off, make a new pixel layer. You can have a similar sort of effect. Using the paintbrush, let's just draw on here. I know it's a little bit bright, not flattering and unrealistic. Both will come into our blending modes. We can play around and you can get some really cool effects just by playing on here. I mean, that's quite nice with soft light. But you know what I'm like, I love just scrolling through these. Come with the added sound effects. I don't know what that was there. But again, because this is a pixel layer, it doesn't have a mask attached to it. If we hit the plus, mask layer, and it's going to make a mask on our pixel layer. Just going to make sure I've got it selected. Come back to my paintbrush on the left hand side there. Choose black. And again, this just allows me to come in and fine tune where I want the colour to be. Obviously, I don't want it to be so obvious on the highlights. A little tint of the colour, yeah, would be fine because you're thinking the harsh light is hitting the eye and it's shiny, so it's going to be the colour of the eye with the white highlight on top of it, if that makes sense. So you will have a little bit of the colour coming through on the white there. You can actually have so much fun with this. If I come back to the pixel layer, let's choose a different colour. And just draw on. We can have tints of green. Let's choose another one. Oh, let's go blue. It's not as obvious. But you get the gist of it. You can actually have like rainbows in the eyes, and I've just scribbled all over our face. Oh, that was a lot of undoes. You see the line just about there? Oh no, there's more. That's what I get. So there's multiple ways you can do this. You just find one that works best for you and the image that you're working on. Right, I'll see you guys soon.